everybody. Well, I actually wanted to let you know I did text Ed back. I didn't go into everything that I wanted to tell him. I just wanted to answer his question, which was, when is the best time to try to reach me and how? I said from 3 to 5 p.m. most weekdays, which is about right. And I said it's easier to text me than it is to call me because of my hearing, which is true too. And that's all I said to him. But I did reach out to Ed. And they had a pretty interesting show last night. We had a short large group come in, and then it disappeared like a Cheshire cat. They just came in and then poof, they were gone. And I find that very disheartening because there was one person that was trying to troll me, and I got a little mad with him. I rightfully just timed him out. I said, please don't do this. Okay. I said, please don't ruin the spirit of what I'm trying to do here on Silver Moon. And then after we had a break between shows, I explained to them in a message the reason I didn't want to interrupt the radio show with, when we were playing the multimedia segment with a thank you, was because I want people to be able to hear the radio show, not just me saying thank you. And and that's what I said. Now, I don't know if that makes him happy or not, but that was what I told him out. So, I also hinted at something last night that, too, is very important, and that is that people do tend to forget that even though we do our shows on YouTube and Twitch and Kick and Rumble, is that we have lives, too, outside of YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and Rumble, and in YouTube, and we try to get them done. So, yes, I am a YouTube personality, but I'm also got a regular life as well, and I try to take care of things best I can with all the season, Christmas, and Yule coming up. Now, I don't know what's going on for Saturday. I'm going to make an educated guess. Here's what I can tell you. All right, Noodles isn't necessarily mad at me, but he's not exactly happy with me either. But I know he wants to go back to Riverville, New Jersey. I mean, it's where he grew up. Okay, that's like me wanting to go back to New Hartford or to where I live now, Winstead. Okay, or East Heartland. Oh, he would hate East Heartland. Oh my God, he would hate it so bad. Hammer Nails, good morning to you. Good morning, Hammer Nails. Gatlinburg sounds pretty good, but it seems that most of my user base or viewer base is actually scattered all over the country. I'm not sure really where I'd want to go. Which is something very interesting to think about. Where is the perfect place for me? I don't know. Actually, I've asked that question myself many times. Where's the best place to go? Sat there stumped going, I can't come up with an idea where the best place is. But I do know that having been on YouTube as long as I have been, and seeing as many things in the world as I have, it doesn't really matter where in the physical world I live, because the one thing I really want deep down is a stable life what I mean by stable life is just like I said, is like, okay, Noodles talks about girls. Oh, I want a girl, I want a girl, I want a girl. He's saying, well, I'm looking for the right person too. Because Lumi asked me this morning, she said, you really would like to have a separate physical body to hang out with? A person in a separate physical form? I said, yeah, I would. But I don't know how many out there accept me for who I am, or who's not going to try to, change me. If that make any sense. So that was kind of what we were talking about this morning, Ree and Lomi. And so I don't really know where I want to be. Hey, good morning, Janix. How you doing today? Good morning to you. I'm 58 years old, guys. Or close to it. Yeah, about right. About close to it, because, next year technically I'll be 58. I feel like an old person. You are an old person. You're an old crone. Which means, in this case, not an old hag, but rather somebody who's seen it all, been through it all. Yeah. And, so, I mean, I want to see more of my life. I want to see, achieved, to me, the next level. So right now, this morning is a little on the chilly side. You can see behind me the sky is blue. Weather looks good. It's they got the road cleared out. You can see. So that's good. I mean, the roads are clear. And but here's the question I wonder. A lot of you guys didn't make it to Silver Moon last night. Some of you did. Some of you came in. But for the most part, we had about the same number of people we usually have. Not a lot of chatting, just a lot of listening, which is fine. I understand it's a radio show. You're probably not going to talk a lot. So, one peak we had up like to 14 people. Here's the thing that's interesting. On Twitch, we had a fairly steady number of listeners. About 1 to 2 the whole show, which is an improvement over the 0 we usually get. And so, good morning, Val. How you doing today? Good morning to you. Yeah. So it did pretty good, but with the Twitch show, just remember, guys, on Twitch, after Silver Moon is done, the show has to be pretty much made private. And the only reason is because of who wants to watch a show where most of it's basically silenced and rerun. It's almost defeats the whole purpose. So at the very beginning, we actually basically turned the stream into a private stream. And then if I really like some of the stuff, I could go back and collect samples from it and turn them into clips, which is very rare. I do that. Good to wake up far too early in the morning to drive your sister to work. Pouring coffee down. Oh my god. Okay. So I don't know when. Oh yes, I did text to Tiger Kitty. I asked her nicely if she's mad at me. I said I have said quietly that most likely you probably are taking care of personal issues, and that you probably will be back soon. Because Noodles keeps saying you're mad at me. I said to her, also I did reach out to Ed. I did manage to connect with him at least shortly through text messages. And I said to him, Ed, I said, best time to reach me is between the hours of 3 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. So what was never seen that before. You mean the music I played last night, Noodles? Oh, Valerie, do the art stream again. My boss came to the room last night. I had to stop. Good morning, Galaxy Eyes. How you doing today? So, there is an excerpt of the Silver Moon radio from last night. I'm going to upload this a video later on. It's just little pieces of it, the parts I can upload without getting copyright claims, and she told me what happened. Good morning, Dawn. How you doing? Oh, what did she tell you? She didn't tell me nothing. I know she's fine because I didn't do anything wrong. I just said to her that I hope you're okay, and that I did reach out to Ed, so I told her that, and as I said earlier, I told Ed that the best time to try to reach me on text messages. I said because of my hearing, it's just best to text me between 3 and 5 p.m. I mean, it's still annoying, but I mean, I'm doing an appliance install right now. I'm doing Brad's job. Well, I hope you're being paid well for the job. Guys, I know that you guys don't really think Bradley was special, but he was a part of the show. He's part of the community. And maybe that's the reason I feel a little bit depressed, is because, he's not here anymore. Yeah, I know you're coming on panels. I haven't even opened it yet. Let me open it, okay? Let's get the panel open here. So whatever you're installing, you could probably do it faster. Probably. I mean, he's worked for an appliance install servicing company. Okay, there's Noodles. Let him on here. Add one. Go ahead, Noodles.
Hey, Michelle. So, Michelle, we joke around over here, right? You got no problem with that, right?
I don't have a problem necessarily with joking around as
All
long
right.
as I get it's a joke. Sometimes I
All right.
misunderstand.
So I'm gonna explain something to you. Sometimes things happen and people can't be around. Um, so they got to take care of things, and Tiger will be back.
Yeah, I know.
And sometimes, Michelle, and this has nothing to do with Tiger, but maybe someone else that we were talking to. Sometimes people get into like private conversations with others, and they get into like these like kind of like weird relationships, and they expect certain things from certain people, and it kind of gets weird, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's sometimes that's the reason why they leave. And it has nothing to do with you, Michelle. It really doesn't. So getting back to the funny, Michelle, no one likes you. We're Michelle.
Hey.
You know, it's like when you find out the truth, Michelle, it's either sad or boring. So just
Well, I
remember that.
mean, okay. Mainly, I'm not so much upset about Tiger. I mean, I figured that much already. But what I'm a little bit sad about is something that has nothing to do specifically with Tiger. Um, it's the holidays.
If I put it if I put it backstage, will you not say anything about it and leave Tiger alone until she comes back?
Then just DM it to me. Don't post it here. Just put it in the DM. Okay.
I don't need you reading it out loud either,
That's
Michelle.
not. I won't. Just put it in the DM. I suspect it has to do with family and holidays, which is more than likely true. But what I was a little bit, if you watch
Michelle, you
Silver,
know what you should do? You know what you should do? Just say, look into the camera and say, Tiger, I love you. That's all you got to say.
I already sent her a message saying that. She knows. I also told
We
her
all
I
love
also reached
Tiger.
out to Ed
Tiger, we love
too.
you.
We all love Tiger. We all miss Tiger. Right? I mean, she's part of the team, just like Bradley was part of the team.
Yeah.
No, Bradley doesn't think he's loved anymore. And I didn't do anything wrong to Bradley.
No. It has nothing, Michelle, that has nothing to do with you, trust me. I found out the other day and I was like, really? Michelle, sometimes people get too close to each other and they don't like each other anymore, so they stay away from certain areas of the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it because it's the same with me and Ed, even though I didn't go and tell him exactly why I don't return his phone calls. But I listen, the main reason is that when I try to call him, he's never home. He never answers his phone. So I explained to him, I said, the problem is when I try to call you during several hours, you're never there. You never answer your
Yeah.
phone. So he asked me straight out, he said, what is the best time to call you? And I told him. I said Monday through Friday from 2 to 5 p.m. 3 to 5 p.m. because that's usually when we're done with the show. I might be laying down a bit, but I'm near the phone. But I've also explained to him that because of my hearing, it's easier for you to text me than it is to call me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best I can do. But at least I did reach out to Ed. I didn't just throw it on Tiger's shoulders. Because I realized that number one, it was easier that way. You know. Did you get a chance to watch any of the Silver Moon last night? Because I'm going to be clipping out the last part to make that onto a YouTube clip with some of the
Okay.
songs. For example, Blue Balls for Christmas. Did you like that song?
That was my favorite song, Michelle. Favorite song.
Yeah, well, probably
Where
keep
did you
that one.
find that, Michelle? Where did you find that song?
It actually was recommended to me by YouTube.
Yeah, I know. I get those all the time, man. It's like fuck. But
She certainly understood the meaning of it. And then there's a one for the ladies, too, which I also am going to put those in my little short excerpt of Silver Moon Radio. Um, and so let me ask you, let's talk about what we talked about on Lemmy's channel real quickly. You want to go to Riverville, New Jersey, because that's where you grew up. That's the town you grew up, right?
Well, I want you to die there, Michelle. I want you to pass away in Riverville, New Jersey. I have a plot out there that I'm not going to use. I'm going to be cremated, Michelle, so you can have my plot, and people are going to think that I'm buried there, but it's actually going to be you. And I get to keep your skull, and like we originally planned,
I
and I
agree
also
to
take the
be
life
my
insurance.
skull. Noodles, please understand. When I go, I am going to be turned into compost. I just want to go have a green burial. Like I said, put me into a burlap sack, throw me in the ground. I don't want a fancy burial. I don't want a casket. I don't want a vault. I don't want any of that. I just want to go quietly as I came into the world. Michelle, you kicked your mother inside and broke your water. That's how bad you want to get out of your mom. I know that. I wonder if that would be a good song to write for. If you wrote a song about Michelle,
Why can't we like light you on fire or something?
I don't want to be turned into charcoal.
Michelle, it'd be so much fun. It would be so much fun, Michelle.
Not for the environment. It would be fun. Not only that, but you would have a big, massive grease fire, and it would be almost as big as Tina's.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that, Michelle? Can you imagine the roaring fire that would come out of Tina's body?
Michelle's nuts rusting over an open fire. Frost nipping at her nose remains. Oh, jeez.
Well, Michelle, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know how the hell we're going to make that possible. But I've always been completely honest with you, and I don't even know if we can do that. I don't even know if we can get you a burlap sack and just bury you somewhere. I
Yeah,
think it's
they
against the
do.
law.
You have a burial preserve. That's exactly what they do. And the rules are very specific. No embalming fluid. You cannot be embalmed. You have to be buried natural. Literally, it has to be buried in biodegradable fiber sack. You can't be buried in.
Is it a sack or they put you in a cardboard box?
Or a cardboard box. You can be in a cardboard box or a burlap sack. For me, a burlap sack is fine. Yeah, you have to be buried in natural fibers like cotton, not too much artificial material.
Are we going to bury you naked, or are we going to dress you up?
Yeah, they could bury you naked because you're just going to be. Yeah, they could do that too.
But what do you want? Do you want to be buried in like a flowing gown? Like maybe we can attach like a crown to your head.
Maybe my North American snow queen dress, whichever one exists at the time. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the white gown there because it's cotton.
A crown? We do a crown?
Yeah, I could do a crown. And when they ever do my memorial, it is not going to be an open casket. It's not even going to be a casket. It's just going to be my photograph like they did with Homeless Mike.
Hey, Michelle, let me ask you a question. Recently in Australia, there was that terrorist attack, right?
No, I haven't seen that. But
Right. There was a terrorist attack in Australia, Michelle. One of the guys was killed. The other guy's in critical condition or something like that. Currently, he's in a hospital, being taken care of. Now, I know there's a system. Like, I don't want you explaining to me the system. My question to you is, are you okay with paying for someone like that's medical treatment?
if it's going to help us to find out the cause and maybe even provide us with breaking the cell, if it's a terrorist cell. But the thing is humanitarian wise, it is ethical to treat him with the same medical respect that we would treat anyone else.
So you're okay with it?
Because it's a human thing.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't get people to give me an explanation why, but they would just be like, "Oh, they do that everywhere." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I get it, but like, are you okay with it? And where do you draw the line? You know? I mean, we execute people. People
Yeah.
pay for that."
Well, that's after they've been proven guilty of the crime. At this
Michelle,
point,
in this case, we have video evidence of this guy shooting and killing people.
well,
Like
we had
16 people.
visual evidence what James Holmes did in Aurora, Colorado, and yet the police could have shot him dead right there, point blank. They didn't.
No, I understand that, but my point is that we know that he's guilty. This guy, you know.
Yeah.
So my point is everyone okay with flipping the bill for a terrorist to get medical attention? Is everyone okay with that? I don't know if everyone is. Is everyone okay with pedophiles paying for pedophiles to get medical attention?
It's
Is everyone
a
okay
human
with
basic need, Noodles. Medical care.
it's a
I don't
question,
care if they're
Michelle.
guilty or not. It's a human need. It should not
Okay.
even be. It's a basic right. It's something that America needs to get their head out of their ass about too. Look, guys, here in America, hear me up. When Lyndon B. Johnson created Medicaid, all right, and then we're talking about something that affects the elderly in this country. They said anything like routine dental and visual and hearing should be able to be afforded by the individual.
Okay, Michelle. My question is everyone okay?
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Michelle. I don't care. No offense, Michelle. Who cares? I'm asking you, are you okay with paying for pedophiles' medical treatment, surgeries, vitamins, medications?
All right. First of all, what kind of medical treatment does a pedophile need?
Well, this is appendix.
I mean, they're human beings, Noodles. They have basic right to basic medical care.
That's all I'm getting at. That's all I'm getting at. And there's a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, just throw them through wood chippers," but they're okay with fucking terrorists who just fucking shot 29 or 30 something innocent people, killed 16 of them, and they're like, "Yeah, I want to pay for their medical, but I don't want to pay for a pedophile." It's like you guys are so fucking lame. You guys are so fucking lame. And Rob Reiner's son, drug addict son, killed him and his wife.
Unfortunately, Rob Reiner passed away.
Yeah, his son killed him.
You know who he was, right? He was the guy who created All in the Family. He's the one who created Archie Bunker, the Jeffersons, and a few other television comedy shows.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who Rob Reiner is. All right, we get it. But did you know that his son, who is struggling with mental illness and drug addiction, killed the mother and father? You realize that, right?
So did Adam Lanza. So let's talk about that. Mental illness in this country. I'm talking about America now, not Australia. I can't speak for Australia. But I'll tell you right now, in this country, we do a terrible job with helping people get the mental health that they want. We really do. People should be able to go to a mental health professional just as they can go to a medical doctor to get routine checkups and physicals. This is ridiculous. That is just a part of the body. Anybody who believes in holistic medicine, including me, believes that the whole body, not parts of it, should be treated. And I don't see why.
Michelle.
What?
Do you agree with paying for pedophiles' housing? Do you agree to pay for pedophiles, housing and food?
Housing is a basic need too, so yes.
Okay. Thank you. That's all. That's all I want. That's all I wanted to hear. And I knew I was going to get the straight answer from you, Michelle. Straight answer from you. All right. I love you, Michelle. I got to go back to work. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about that. You just walked off, but this country, 1962, when Lyndon B. Johnson created Medicare, Medicaid, in order to get it passed through Congress, set up things like dental to be for like acute medical needs, which means it didn't cover cleanings, it didn't cover x-rays, it didn't cover checkups, for example. And unfortunately, the problem is the cost of dental insurance got so bad because dental costs got so high that the elderly had no coverage. Why do you think so many people have fake teeth? It's not because they want fake teeth. It's because they had no choice but to neglect the damn teeth, okay? Instead of being able having a medical program saying, okay, you're 55, 60 plus, whatever. Okay, you get your basic cleaning. If you had the basic cleanings and checkups ahead of time, you could afford going to a lot of the problems. But our country now says you have to be a crisis. That was the only way you can get Medicare passed, Medicaid passed into law. Lyndon B. Johnson realized that. He wanted to treat everybody, but unfortunately, the Republicans were screaming no. It's kind of the opposite of what's going on now. No, actually, it's not. It's about the same thing. Don't worry about the nickels and the dimes, but you're right. If they had been providing for basic dental and physical and audiological and visual, they probably would have avoided a lot of problems. Yeah. Yeah. J-Mac, I get that. I understand that. I got my own teeth battle. It's just that some of the stuff was caused by tartar and plaque buildup that if they had caught it early, maybe could have saved me a lot of trouble. Um, yeah, I'm 58. And she sang like Michelle. Who's this you're talking about? Teeth for half a century. I'm good. Not necessarily. I knocked my front teeth out from weed coughing, says J Man. Passed out. Don says she's pissed off. Sorry about that. I guess that's a little bit better than being pissed on. A little bit better than being pissed on. That's kind of relative. That's really not. Um. Well, anyway, here's the story. If you guys didn't see Silverman last night, it was a good show. We played a lot of parody music, and maybe two of the songs will feature here. Although there really was quite a few good ones. Um, and they're hanging in there. Which is all right. Yeah, they're hanging in there. Um, yeah, I hope things get better for you, Don, too. Don is one of the us older people that's physically been through a lot. I'm not going to go into all her details, but she does have issues with her back. It looks like a pretzel. And I think one of the things that was kind of sad to me last night was all the work you put in with Silver Moon, and there was only like 5 or 6 people on the show. Actually, we did hit a spike of 14, but then they quickly left. But it's not bad news, because we actually did have a fairly steady regular audience on Twitch. So the Twitch audience enjoyed the show. Something that I didn't get a chance to read the chat because I made the stream private after I did it. So on Twitch because of the music. But that's what I do. It's automatically set up that way. Don, you're about the same age as me. Yeah. Which is fine. And J Max is about the same age as me. He's about 2 years younger. That's about all. Good morning, David S. How you doing today? Let's see. You were live eating that burger. I didn't have a burger. I had some pizza. But I didn't eat it on the show. I hate when my nose gets clogged up crap in it. Okay. So David S. said, good morning, J-Mac. David S. said, good morning, Dawn. David S. says, good morning, Moose. I was listening to the show last night, and what did you think of the show? I played a couple of different things you probably never heard of before, and probably some things you probably wish you didn't hear. Like Seneca, said a fart coming out of our chimney. That was funny. Grandma's dating the Grinch. Good one. Yeah. Yeah, my back sucks too. I mean, it's not as bad as some, but boy, some days you really feel it. Yeah, I played LA twice. Yeah, she played it twice. And David said it was good from what I heard. I went a little late tuning in, but I do remember the Blue Balls one. Yeah, and I also was on Twitch last night too. So you were on Twitch. Somebody was watching on Twitch. It was pretty stable watching number watching the show on Twitch, but there wasn't a lot of people. But I'd love to see more people watching on Twitch. Yeah. Yeah. Breaking news: the SUN is potentially is kind of arrested too, in a way, that major solar area, the sun, which is 10 Earths wide at this point, as far as I know, has not yet popped one. And if that solar region pops out one, a major, massive CME, it could be bigger than Carrington. That's something I don't understand. A big trial. I think that's the first thing that they shouldn't do. We don't need to make it into a celebrity trial. Because that's just it. A celebrity trial. If he does have mental illness, he's not going to get the chair anyway. Or the firing squad. Or the gas chamber. Or Poison Mickey. But the thing is, it shouldn't even be a big trial. It should just be kept quiet. Because what again is you get the copycatters who seek any kind of attention, good or bad. Yeah. That's why I said earlier is that mental health should not be so darn hard to get. Just like teeth care, eye care, and ear care should not be considered a luxury. I snuck in on Kink, though Ancient and I were listening. That's when he told me he had created a Christmas musical. I had to do all the last minute editing for. Yeah, it does affect so many families. Home for the holidays. What happens if you can't get home? How much you can do if you can't get home? Or you can't go home. Right. That reminds me of the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Great movie if you watch it. Involves a man trying to get home to his family on holidays. Says Don Bill, that's not getting it back. It's nuts, she says. Yeah. I don't usually go into the Facebook Messenger much, but I wanted to see if there was any messages for me from PDX, and I didn't see one from her, but there was this woman in Winstead. Her name was Catherine. Before I accepted her friend request, I looked at her pictures and stuff that she provided on her profile. And like me, she's older. She's been around the block a few times. And I said, okay, I'll accept it. Yeah. Oh, speaking of history, what do you think about what they have discovered underneath the Great Pyramid? I mentioned this on Lumi's show yesterday. Yeah, that's kind of interesting because the special technology that they used, they found huge underground cavernous cities that were carefully created underground, 3,000 down to 3,000 feet below the ground level. Well, so the Syrian should be given some respect for the fact that he was doing something that indeed was essential. But so they said, back to this, we don't know much about Egypt, do we? We don't know much about Mesoamerica. We don't know because it seems like we're finding out more and more stuff that these people were much more technologically inclined than they were letting on. Yeah, I remember when all that happened. All the rioting. Like I said, this is IRL drama. This is the stuff that I will cover vaguely or briefly. I'm not going to go into like a play by play on everything, but it definitely is real. I know, Grizz. Who knows? Jim. J-Max says, I'm going to catch up on the news. You have a great day. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to Silver Moon last night. Thank you for David S. and other people for listening to Silver Moon last night. It was a good show, but just some days it's good. Sometimes it feels a little disheartening because like there was no one really chatting. Which I say usually is fine. George Floyd. But you know what, though? George Floyd, the one reason I got into a mess, I remember was they said he tried to cash a counterfeit $20 bill. Where the hell did he get the $20 bill? I mean, I find that interesting when you think about it. You know, yeah, the police can be corrupt. I mean, you had some cops that, think just because they're wearing a badge that they can go in and start breaking the law themselves, ones that they're supposed to be enforcing. Good cops, bad cops. The good cops that try to follow the rules, try to do their jobs without violating the Constitution. Those guys are the ones that don't get a lot of talk about. Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Parts of Minnesota are not really that great. Milwaukee is that's Wisconsin, Michelle. Oh, Minneapolis has got problems. It just does. Uh, yeah, you realize as well as I do, right? Even if you put it on this Epson inkjet, the paper would have been all wrong. Because the way American money is actually printed, the ink would be wrong, the paper would be wrong. But that brings up a point. We make paper money, right? And the paper money is, the mint tries to make them harder to duplicate for good reason, but now you got, now you're using electronic money, right? And the sad truth is that I'm surprised the government doesn't just say, let's get rid of paper money. Don't give them ideas. Come on. If you're going to get rid of paper money, you better give them coins, because people are going to need cash. They always need cash. We need cash. You could make a $1 coin, a $5 coin, a $10 coin, and a $20 coin. Especially 1 and a 5 and a 10. Those are the 3 most beat up currencies in paper money. The 20s are the next group. The only thing is, though, could you imagine seeing an ATM coming out $20 coins? It'd be like listening to a slot machine. Go into the ATM, somebody go, beep. How much would you like to withdraw? 100. One moment, please. Bink, 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 bink. Your coins are in the slot. Please collect your coins. Oh, those are heavy, man. What do they mean on it? Silver. Which would make sense, right? Yeah, paper money grows in trees. That's the truth. Everybody keeps saying money doesn't grow on trees. That's a bunch of bullshit. Yes, it does. And also, old blue jeans. That's because the denim material helps make the money last longer. Moms of youngins that oh, maybe the kids are with them too. I don't know. Was it any better back when I grew up in the 70s? Let me explain that. In the 1970s, we didn't have computers. We didn't have internet. We had the idiot box in the corner with maybe about 3 or 4 TV channels. We had a radio. We had a telephone. When you think about it, back then, as a child, and back as an adult now, going, we had it pretty good, didn't we? Parents usually didn't have to worry about us being hijacked or robbed or anything. You know, parents weren't talking about putting GPS trackers in our underwear. That's true. um, the kids next to them and down school for hours. I mean, I never had a problem as it being a youngster in the 1970s. I really didn't. I just did the best I could. You know, so by 1978, I was 10 years old. You know, you think about that. I mean, sure, some of the stuff that we played with back then, most kids today have no clue what a lawn dart is. Some of us wish we never had seen these suckers. Unfortunately, my parents had lawn darts. We didn't use them, though. We saw the sharp, pointy things, and I said, because ours had the sharp tips. We also had the dull tips. I said, nah, I passed. I want to play with these things. And those tips were insanely sharp, too. You gotta never really think about this. You're throwing a weighted, sharp, pointy object. The idea is to land into a circle on the grass. I mean, even if you don't have relatives that are trying to be mean and, you know, sadistic, you know, just everyday wind breeze could take that lawn dart, and the next thing you know, instead of going towards its intended goal, the next thing you know, the thing is going the opposite into another direction off a tangent. All of a sudden, some poor bystander gets hurt. That was a reality. No one actually, I mean, whoever designed lawn darts, either A, was incredibly sadistic, or B, they had a huge yard and they didn't really have to worry about hitting bystanders. Yeah. How health wise, most kids are born to be potatoes. I'm born to be a fat person. Born to be a fat person. Lots of carbohydrates and fats and salts in me. Born to be a fat person. My brain is mush, like my brain is potato inside me. Yeah, we all get. um. But you know what? Parents are starting to feel like they've lost control. And you know why they're losing control? Because the internet, like you just said, it's destabilizing communities, it's destabilizing families. Yeah, Don, I know that was just a simple comparison. I remember I did a healing on your back. I had a chance to see what it really looked like. At least the pretzel people would understand. Oh yeah, Hammer says. Where's Hammer? Oh, he says, Michelle, why does this appliance hardware kit have a cancer and reproductive harm warning on it? Because of California legislation, that's why. It's letting you know it contains things like lead and solder and other chemicals that the state of California deemed to be carcinogenic and harmful to people. Oh, well, yeah. So shooting bullets in the air too, you know. And some people do that for the holidays. They think New Year's, all of a sudden they're shooting their 9mm in the air, right? You ever hear something called terminal velocity? What happens when a bullet falls back to Earth? It's gonna have enough terminal velocity to still kill you. California is so stupid about any product that may contain one of their listed chemicals requires warning. Yep, I got plenty of products like that. I got a lot of products that have warnings like that. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, I don't think it's a good thing. If anything gives you pause, you realize, wait a second. All this modern technology has lead in it and other chemicals that the state of California deems as carcinogenic and hazardous to your health. Just remind you how far we've come, how far we've fallen. Think about it. Our technology is built upon chemistry. It's a game that Ancient created when he was a kid. Blame it on him. It ain't nothing like standing in the middle of a field with a garbage can, but it's waiting for the arrows to come back down. Yeah. 10 inches of snow. I don't know if we have 10 inches. But we have snow. No. Most likely not. That's the thing. Brushed gold handles? Wow. Some of these posh brushed gold handles. The LEDs lights from devices hurt my eyes. Yeah, they do. Especially the hard blue ones. The blue ones, oh my god, the blue ones make my eyes hurt too. The only reason I use daylight bulbs is because it matches the lighting outside, so it keeps my light balance, my white balance correct, so I don't have to try to have different setting green screens. I prefer, for everyday work, I prefer regular incandescent colors, 2700K, but for the work I have to studio, I use 5000K. Say what? They make special arrows for it now with little parachutes that deploy on the way back down, so the gun hunt's safer than it used to be. Duct tape them and place hammer and nails just to be safe. So why would you want me to take away your wrench, Don? I don't get that. I think she was referring to something else. Oh, I don't think she was referring to you to take away her rich. No, humanity needs humanity. Just like this community needs each other. That's why we have a community. I know that some people probably don't think much about that. By the way, guys, could you put some more likes in the like jars, please, for me and Michelle? Please put a few more likes in there. We only got 2. And I think I know more people like the show than just 2 people. Yeah, and also hype the streams too. Yeah, we haven't really pushed the hype button that much, but if you can hype it, yeah. Emma says, "Good morning, Brandon. How you doing?" Let's see. Okay, I think it's over here. Let's see. Okay, Hammer said something over here. They said, "Moose, I loop my nuts first so that duct tape doesn't hurt my sensitive scrotum." Okay. Says, "What fun is that in that hammer?" Moose says, "You won't have to shave later if you apply a dry." That's kind of true. You guys ever remember that special hair removal stuff called NADS? That's actually what it was called. NADS. It was designed for women to give themselves a bikini wax, right? NADS. I'm going to put some of that stuff on my NADS. That sounds like NAD's a good idea. That's a good idea. Oh, there's Nair too. No, it's actually this is like a wax. You don't want to put Nair on that part of the body. No. Oh, good God, no. Don't put Nair on that part of the body. Your scrotum would be so red and wrinkly and irritated because Nair is so strong as a defilatory cream. Never put any Nair on anything sensitive. Absolutely no Nair on balls. I'll be honest. You want to talk about the torture device? Seriously, don't. No, and don't do a Megan Fox and bleach your asshole either. That's true. She did that. Megan Fox, not the actress Megan Fox. Megan Fox. When they had to go for OBGYN follow up, right? So she goes in and she bleaches her asshole with Clorox. Why did you do that for? Actually, she was seeing not only the OBGYN, but also, I guess, for her coloscopy. Ah! No! I mean, that'd be worse than hemorrhoids. Think about it. Because the defilatory cream is actually designed to stunt hair growth. What you realize what you're doing, right? You're probably putting a toxic chemical on the most sensitive area of your body. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Sensitive area of the body. You're going to feel like you have hemorrhoids. I'm not kidding you. They're going to burn. Now, what the heck is going to happen if you affect those membranes that are actually designed to produce mucus, which actually acts as a lubricant? You can stunt that too. And then what happens? All of a sudden, you're going to be pooping out things out of a dry hole. People don't really think about how the body makes mucus as a lubricant. I mean, I wish they had came up with a version of a defilatory cream that wasn't so darn nasty. I tried Nair for face, right? I got a little bit of hair on my face. I tried that stuff. I followed the instructions on the containers designed for face, so I know I got the right stuff. I followed the instructions. My skin was raw. I mean, raw. I mean, it was like, and it didn't really break. It didn't actually end any hair of any hair growth or any hairs. It just basically made my skin red as a beach. Well, red and nasty, and nobody liked it. I didn't like it, and I was like, no, never again. Yeah. Next thing you know, somebody's going to come up with another technology solution for those that a form of a filter that goes over your so that you can't hear anything that sounds more like yeah, right. Can you see you hanging up a big giant muffler on your tailpipe? Ooch. Dental dams are already a thing. Galaxy Eye says, "Hey Michelle, what do you think of able-bodied citizens collecting SSI and SSDI and people that are working single mothers?" First of all, SSI and SSDI was never meant for A and B a adult able-bodied adult without dependent children. So ABA WDC. Okay, it wasn't designed for that. Able-bodied adult without dependent children. But you know what it was? Is that Biden put it, and Clinton, they both did this. Put so many able-bodied people that were illegals coming in here on SSI. Not SSD, but SSI. They came in here, okay, and our government says, okay, we're going to give you some benefits for a few months so you can go ahead and get your life together. They're illegal. You should just send them back home. They shouldn't be giving them nothing like this. Why are you doing that? They didn't even come into the proper channels. I know I'm not able-bodied. I get that. She's asking about able-bodied adult without dependent children getting the food stamps and SSI. I don't understand why we give supplemental security income to able-bodied adults without dependent children. Same thing with the food stamps. Yeah. I don't even understand the logic behind that. How do you give money to people that are not even legally supposed to be here? You're giving them food stamps. You're taking the food that needs to go to American people who paid into the system in the form of taxes. You know, you're talking about people that were born here or are legally naturalized in this country. Why are you giving money to people that have no legal right to be here? Yeah. Anyway, speaking of here, what about the cat? He's right here right now. So tell me that makes any sense. Why are we giving money to people that are not even in here, supposed to be here legally? What the hell are the Democrats thinking? What are they doing? You know what? Here's what's worse. SSI and SSDI are not getting any consideration about the fact that the both programs need more funding. As far as retirement goes, that needs support too. Why is that not being looked into? People need more money for retirement. You got the baby boomers that are retired. You got the millennials that are which is my generation, Generation X, is starting to retire. And those people are going to realize that they don't have enough money in the system to pay us a full benefit in 2032. But they're always giving out this free money to these illegal immigrants that come into this country. And Congress doesn't go, hey, wait, we need to make sure to back up the system and support it, make sure that the people that have a right to have it should be able to have it. Yeah. Of course we are. Anytime you pay taxes, sales taxes, internet taxes, always taxes. It's financing these illegals that come into this country. But they're not actually going to reimburse us back. They shouldn't even be here. Why are they here? Why the hell are they here? They don't belong here. Do you understand? They're not American citizens. They're not naturalized. They did not come in through proper channels. They are not here legally. Why are we financing these people? Tell them to get the fuck out and go home. Go back to your home country. Make your own country better. Do the right thing. Social Security was never designed to be more than a territory, and those who put their trust in charitables deserve to be wrapped up. Quiz. It was designed originally to be a pension program. That's what FDR wanted it to be for those that were working, as a way to build up a retirement. It wasn't meant to be the sole income. But that's what it became, right? Social Security income. SS, not SSI. Supplemental Security Income. SSI does not mean Social Security Income, assholes. It doesn't. It means it's supposed to be supplemental. This is meant for people that are under, not quite retirement age. What the hell is happening here? In 1972, when SSI was created, they actually put so many damn restrictions on it. You can't even use it as supplemental income. Because the minute you got a job, the minute you got any income, that's it. You're off the dole. If you're off the dole, you think about it. Okay, for every dollar you make, half a dollar we take. That's okay. I guess that could be a reasonable thing in some applications. But if you make too much money, then we take the whole damn check and you get zip. You only can have $3,000 in the bank in assets on SSI. No, and genetics is true, though. Our system is so warped because it doesn't make any sense. People that are disabled, notice the difference. I said disabled people. Americans that are born here or legal immigrants, the ones that have actually been vetted and approved and have got the proper visas, okay? These people are meant to be able to be on the system. It never was designed to give money to illegal residents to come in here from other countries. Why can't they go back home to their countries and fix their problems in their country? This is ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? It's almost like you're bucking the trend. Oh, well, I don't want to fix Guatemala. I don't want to fix El Salvador. If you fixed your own country, you wouldn't have to come and live in our country illegally. You would have a country to live in. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. They should go fix their own countries. I'm talking about the illegal ones. Get your fucking asses on a plane and go back home and fix what's wrong in your country. Don't come to our country looking for excuses because you don't want to fix your own. I'm sure your countrymen and women would probably more than likely agree with you that whatever is wrong in your country needs to be fixed. You guys can do that. You don't have to come and destroy our land. And you don't have to turn our country into your country. Go back and fix your own problems in your own country. It really is the best way. Oh, yeah! Because we can't afford to do it anymore. Good morning, M60. Now, as far as our homeless, our born there, our own born homeless here, maybe we can find something for them. I don't know what. Maybe we could offer them the same option. Would you like the self-deportation option? One thing is then the other country would say, hey, wait a minute. You told us to fix our own problems. Why are you sending all your homeless to our country? Just kind of returning the favor, bro. Good morning, Val. How you doing? I mean, just like Trump said, if you're gonna come to this country, you gotta go through the proper channels. Don't just show up on our shores and go, Senor, I need a place to stay. You know, I'd say, get back in the fucking plane and go home. Because the truth is, we can't help you. We can't. Our whole country's a dumpster fire. There's nothing we can do to help an illegal coming in here. There really isn't. I mean, what can we do? And as far as our homeless population, what can we do to help you? You guys, I'm talking about some of the homeless, not all of them, some of them. Some of you guys don't want to do anything to make your life better. You sit there, you're messing around with your drugs, you're messing around with your girlfriend, you're messing around by not trying to get a job, you messed around, you got arrested, you got a rap sheet a mile long, you can't find a job because of your criminal history. What the fuck do you want us to do for you? You guys you created this problem in your own lives. It's not our fault. But, also, maybe we need to give you a little slack. A little. But if we're going to give you a little slack, you're going to have to pick up the difference. You're going to have to come in. You're going to have to come in clean shaven. You have to come in ready to go to work and do your damn job. And that's what you have to do. And leave the drugs at home. Leave the drugs at home. Leave the sluts at home. Come and do the right thing and work and earn your rightful keep. There ain't no such thing as global economic rights. Well, at least not like the way the Democrats want to turn it into. Ticket to work. Right to work. Okay, right to work. That's absolutely fine. Republicans support that. Then the Democrats push it. The right to work. If there's a job for you and you can do the job, great. We'll give you the job. But unfortunately, as technology evolves, and it is, more and more jobs are quickly being automated. There's not much you can do when your job has now been replaced in customer service by an AI that has the patience that is infinite. It can go ahead and answer 1 billion customers for questions from a customer who's sitting there screaming about why they can't guarantee that they want to know why their benefits were declined, or the fact is that the gas has been turned off because they need to contact customer service to try to find a way to make a payment arrangement. That's a frustrating thing, but it's reality. These kind of jobs easy AI can do, right? So they do. So what does that leave for anyone that has no formal training? There's no jobs for you. This is one of the reasons why there's been discussion over the years of basic income. It's been discussed many times. It goes back quite a ways ago. I forgot who came up with it initially. But the whole idea of universal basic income. Nothing wrong with basic income except one thing. How are we going to pay the people? How do you pay them? To pay universal basic income, you need to have a source of revenue to pay them. For a government, that comes from taxes. But if everybody's not working, everybody's on UBI, there's no money to pay them UBI. Well, that's why people usually go try to get here, because the economy in their countries sucks. So does our own economy in this country. So all it's doing is just moving from one shitty economy to another. It's not an improvement. You see, it's a problem. You move from one shitty economy to another economy, think it's going to be better. Do you ever research this stuff before you come over here on the boat? Do you understand? America is no longer the industrial complex it used to be. America is no longer the land of opportunity that was. Our automation killed that. You have jobs now that are being automated to the point where you don't even need to do any more than basically put some supplies into a machine and it pops them out. And now the machines are gone because they're overseas now in China popping out the shit that we used to make. Well, it frustrates me too because hammer and nail, let's be honest, it's not feasible. Not long term. It's not feasible. Here's the thing, M60. If you get enough people in a country that is fed up with the government, say for example Venezuela, there is no way Maduro is going to be able to stop if every single Venezuelan took up arms and said to him, enough is enough. Same thing with Cuba. With Raul Castro, right? These people would pick up the Cubans are tough. Cubans have a lot of skills. I mean, it's not like the government got rid of anything that's sharp and pointy. After all, there's enough steel to make knives, arrows, swords. So Cuban people are already quietly uprising against the government. Same thing in Venezuela. The problem is there's not enough of them saying no. They need to say no. But they also need to realize, don't think coming to the United States is going to be any better. Because the sad truth is, our heyday is over. We're in the twilight years of this country. Just like Rome. Just like Rome. Just like the British Empire. We are falling. We have failed. We are fallen. We have basic rights. The right to live. The right to breathe oxygen. The right to food. And the right to water. Did you know this? I didn't say housing. Because what's funny is, housing in the United States is not a basic right. It never was. Which is stupid, but it's true. Medical care is not a basic right. Again, stupid. I don't know why. But if you think coming into this country from another country where some of that stuff is just as bad is going to make your life better, it isn't. So many so-called importers have misled them people, thinking that in America is a city, the country with all the opportunities. They're 40 years out of date in the logic. It's not like that anymore. Okay, I'll go with that. But the thing is, housing, especially in the northern climates, is not optional. Think about this. I'd love to see some of the systems be fixed. That's another reason why people need to stay in their own countries. If you don't like the way your country is, you and your country people need to stand up and say, no, this isn't cool. Don't run away like a bunch of yellow belly cowards to another country and then become somebody else's problem, because that ain't going to help us. We can't help you. We are out of help. We don't have the resources to help you people. I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean. But the truth is, we can't even feed our own people and provide our own people who were born in this country with the medical care and the support they need, because we don't have the resources. Yeah, I know that. David, yes, I know that. And that's because they don't want anything to do with God. They don't want anything to do with God. But you know what? Here's the thing. Muslims do acknowledge Allah and acknowledge that Allah is God, just as we acknowledge that Yahweh is God. All right? It's just the same God. It's not interesting? It's the same God, but our doctrines are different. But M60, what happens if we can't give them jobs either? Then we're stuck with them here, and they're just as... That one guy that Noodles was talking about that was arrested, that one Afghan, he said, I can't find a job. I can't find work. I don't have proper papers. Then go back to where you belong, because you can't do any better here than there. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I wish we could help everybody. I really honestly do. But we can't. It's just not an option. Am I wrong to say that? No. Am I realist to say it? Yes. Do I have a better solution? I wish I did. I know I don't. I just wish that we can come up with a better plan. But for David, that's the point is we ought to remember that they're according to the rules of the Bible and their Torah, I mean their Quran as well. And the Torah. It says, I am your God, who created the heaven and earth, and all that is on the heaven and earth. Okay, if you go by they're not our God, because our God said to Moses, I am the Lord thy God that rescued you from captivity in Israel or Egypt, and am bringing you as my people to the promised land. Okay, there we go. In that case, right. Our God said that to the Jews. He didn't say that to the Muslims. But the point is, if you believe in monotheism, they're saying is there is only one God. For I also have the Ten Commandments too, right? For I am a jealous God. Thou shalt not have any other gods before me. They read a lot of the Torah, the Pentateuch, as well. That's the problem. M60 said, I don't think the U.S. owes anyone anything. I just think it's worth understanding why their countries are so inhospitable in the first place. Because part of the reason is some despot has figured a way to basically turn the country into this control game. That's why. They've allowed these leaders to become like this. They have allowed, because of lack of any kind of, doing or reminding the leaders that their people need to feel happy with the leader, or one day the leader. See, in some countries, it literally is that way. They vote by bullets. You don't like the leader? Off him. You like the leader? You let him live. It doesn't really explain to them, well, at least I'm giving them free pizza on Wednesdays, and I'm not had no one trying to off me yet, so I must be a good leader. Well, maybe. But then somehow they start saying, oh, but you know what? I still want more power. And then they want to say, take more away from the people. And all of a sudden, they're no longer getting free pizzas anymore on Wednesday. And the people are starting to say, hey, dictator, you used to give us free pizzas. I don't have to give you free pizzas anymore. I'm the dictator. All of a sudden, you hear machine guns start going click, click, click as people start loading shells. Well. Security! I pay you well. Go out there and eliminate the problem. See, in other words, he's becoming a tyrant. The United Nations puts restrictions on countries for things like gender equality, but they don't do anything to ensure basic economic rights. Well, that's true. First of all, why is the United Nations even involved? Why is the United Nations even involved? It's just a bunch of bureaucrats sitting in a big, huge office in the United Nations building, say, for example, in New York. They're doing all this stuff, right? They come up with all these regulations and policies. They don't solve anything. They just talk about it. Exactly. You just talk. I'm sick of talking. I think it's time the people need to show their home countries what they think about the craziness going on in their countries. Government should stand in the way. Government should not stand in the way those who try to innovate and develop countries. For example, removing frivolous business licensing and regulation. Well, that's true. If you can allow enterprise to create a product, and somebody would say would define frivolous. You want to make a product that's safe, that's effective, that's not frivolous. Okay, I got an example. Kombucha in Africa is working on a energy device that gets energy out of radio waves to power industry. Kombucha has came up with this. This is an individual. Maxwell Kombucha came up with this design. Okay, in other words, it takes radio signals from and amplifies them and then turns them into electricity. Okay? The problem is because where he lives is in Africa. Nobody will take him seriously. They think he's just as bad as a Nigerian prince, even though he has demonstrated working prototype. And the saying is, well, guess what? We won't allow you to patent anything that we see as free energy. Well, it's not free. It's radio broadcasting, radio signals that from, say, for example, from cell towers and radio transmitters. So Master Kamutsu's design has a working prototype, but he can't get a patent. He can't get a patent because it's considered free energy. It's considered, and most patent offices won't talk to him. So what's he supposed to do? He has a product, he's got a working model, but he can't get a patent on it. Because somebody said you can't patent free energy. Go figure. I'm thinking more among Senegal. Sometimes I think need a government to start with. Maybe Somalians can create a government. But maybe they need to decide what kind of government they need. What kind of government they want. And also, maybe they should not create a government that's too big to fail. Look, other countries, heed my plea. If you were looking to see about creating a new government, do not make your government too large. If you look at a typical American government and say, oh, America with its huge government is great. No, actually, it's too big. It should be broken into regions because every part of the country has different viewpoints and concepts. There should be regional governments, kind of similar to what Canada has. Regional governments, and maybe then consider having a central government in the sense that you have a head, you got the regional governments like New England, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware. They could be your own region. California, Oregon, Washington could be its own region. The reason is that way people that are in a region have more of a voice. Because right now, what's going on is and about 370 million of your brothers and sisters out there are going to Congress of about 500 and just say 500 people. It's a little more than that. 500 people in Congress, including House of Legislature and the Senate, are going, well, we need changes. But yet, the problem is they all want different things. And so they're like, yeah, okay, you want changes. How shall we begin? Well, one guy, say in New Jersey wants one person in California wants another. Then you end up talking up a storm, but then nothing gets done. Whereas California, Oregon, Washington, regional government can look at the needs of that area and go, okay, we need to fix the problem that is affecting a large part of the West Coast. They can create their own rules. They can create their own policies. Problem solved. More people got a representative voice. That's what it should be. It should not be falling all onto the federal government to do everything. Sure, there was a plan, right? Why haven't they done it? Because we've always done it the old way. Yeah, the old way is stupid. It never should have been this big, giant, monolithic thing. It never should have been. Then if a region of the United States says, well, we want to be our own country, or fine, let them go. I know what you're going to say, but that means that our money is going to be cut back because we're going to have less gross income coming in. Look, I'd rather make sure that people that we're governing are happy with our governing. That's the thing. Yes, David S., it's already kind of been proposed years ago. At least the West Coast region would feel they get more representation in their own regional government. That regional government would be able to deal with its own regional issues. And then, what the hell would you need the federal government for it? You don't. Except maybe to see if there's some consistency in certain things that we are expecting. For example, if California wants to go for 240 volts and phase to neutral at 50 hertz power, then they should vote on that. But the federal government might say, oh, hold on, my partner. The National Electrical Codes in America is 240 volts phase to phase. Really? Yeah, we know that. But the fact is that NEC isn't even a government. It's created by an organization similar to the National Fire Prevention Association. The NFPA actually rates the National Electrical Code. The point is that we as a country are so big, area-wise, we can't even do it all at once. No, because most American chargers can handle 120 or 240 because they have a switchable power supply. I'm not kidding you. You look at a typical modern charger. It's a switchable power supply. Here's how these work in short. I'm going to keep it simple. You have an incoming voltage, okay, from the mains. It basically goes through a full wave rectifier. This is turned into direct current. Okay, it's kind of bumpy still, but it can filter that with a cap. Although you normally don't have to go that crazy with filtering. Then it goes into an oscillator. The oscillator turns that 60 hertz power, which is now direct current, into a very high frequency, say about 2500 hertz. That 2500 hertz goes to a very high frequency transformer, where it is then basically brought from, say, about 180 volts, whatever the rectified voltage is, down to the 5 or 12 volts or 24 volts. Then it goes out to a USB port. Do you know what the most likely item is to fail on those chargers is? The high voltage or the high current frequency diode. The diode is on the output to make sure the voltage is pure and free of spikes. That is likely to be the most likely component that fails in those chargers. Or the oscillating transistor fails. It's not the input stage. It's not the incoming rectification. Because these things actually work with a variety of input voltages from 100 volts to 240 volts AC, and yes, DC. Many of them will run on direct current as well. No, we don't have 240 volts DC in this country, but if you did, the same incoming voltage would still start the oscillator, causing the switchable power supply to activate, which depends on that transistor, which makes the oscillation into the part that activates the oscillator circuit. But one effect is simple things like light bulbs. One of my favorite things, I think is the most stupid things this country ever did. Ban the incandescent light bulb. Okay, I agreed LEDs are a lot better than incandescent light bulbs. I absolutely agree with that. However, I've always said, if you're willing to pay for the additional heat and the additional operating cost and you like your incandescent light bulbs, I say leave them alone. They're cheap, they're easy to make. They don't last as long, but you know what? I have no problem with incandescent light bulbs. Hell, I used to have them in my studio. I used to have 3 of them suckers. I used to have this light here. Had a 300-watt incandescent heat. Well, it wasn't really a heat bulb. It was an incandescent light bulb, but it made about 300 watts of heat too, which in the winter was great. I was never cold. And then I would have a 60-watt incandescent in the light behind me, right? So I never had a problem with lighting. But if you want incandescent bulbs, it should be your choice to choose what you want in your home. Yeah. Yeah. So the point is that why did the government feel that they need to mandate what kind of light bulbs you use? It should be up to the consumer. It shouldn't be up to the government. We all know technology is marching forward. We know that, right? CFLs were kind of a compromise. We knew LEDs are already here. So already we're working on LED technology. The next best mousetrap. But if you want to use the original mousetrap, the incandescent light bulb, or the CFL, that's fine. But make sure you remember that, especially with CFLs, proper disposal is important because of mercury. Which means that we need to make sure that it's easy for people to properly recycle CFLs.
Oh yeah!
And while we're at LEDs too.
Oh yeah!
And yes, incandescents.
Oh yeah!
The technology should be there. And regardless, anybody who tries to mandate the light bulb thing is just damn stupid. I mean, that's just an example when mandates are just dumb. They don't make any sense. We're supposed to be a country of the free and the brave. That also means that everyday things such as how you light your home should remain in your ballpark.
Oh yeah!
Let you make the choices, not some government bureaucrat that doesn't know your needs. Absolutely. I mean, the light bulbs I use do not flicker much at all. However, and I've noticed this, that I sometimes do still see flickering. Even with these LEDs, they still flicker just a tiny bit. I don't see it with my eyes, but I see it on my videos sometimes. And the camera, for some reason, doesn't quite synchronize. Yeah. And you know how I got around the LED problem with my giving tree? I power my giving tree completely off of direct current. Thomas Edison would be proud of you. That's right. The whole tree runs on 5 volts DC on the USB. The whole tree. Not part of the tree, not a quarter of a tree. The whole giving tree. The tree behind me, the one that's in here, in that room, over there, is powered by 5 volts DC from a USB port. It's got to see in the sun there. That's all powered by 5 volts DC. And you know what? That works pretty friggin' good, actually. Because if there's ever a power failure, I can plug the same tree into my power bank. And guess what? I can sell a half Christmas tree when everybody else is sitting in the dark. The lights that were behind me in Chris Bliss's concert, the yellow ones, those are the same lights I use on my Christmas tree. Those little fairy lights I had it plugged into a USB power bank behind Chris Bliss. Well, he had those electric icicles that were flickering like they were because they were based on mains voltage. At least you can say Thomas Edison was right about that. Government seat? You know what? I'll tell you something. I would never want to be a politician. That job must be fucking boring as hell. Ms. Summary, Tony, did you read the new bill on making dental programs a mandatory necessity? What, the 5,000 page thing? Why don't we just make it simple? Make sure people consider routine, basic dentistry as a basic right. As far as writing bills 5,000 pages long in the omnibuses that these people in Congress love so much, I would make a new rule. I don't think Congress go for it, but I'm sure California would. Thou shalt not write any legislation more longer than 20 pages. Well, somebody wants to go ahead and there you go, Noodles. How you doing? So what's up?
Hey, Michelle.
Hey.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. I was just explaining some things that really bother me with this country right now. What's going on with all the stupid political stuff they do. Over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like a scratch CD. You know, when you skip in like...
It makes you feel like you're not part of it, right? Oh.
Yeah, it makes you feel like the people in Congress don't even listen to anything you tell them.
What do you think about the new sorry, burping, farting up a storm over here. What do you think about Rob Reiner molesting his son?
I really, right now, I'm more concerned about what's going on in this country with the illegals that keep coming in, thinking this country is going to be the panacea that it is not. Yeah, how you doing, Comic Foo? Good morning to you. Because one of the things that bothers me with this country is the fact is that we misled a lot of these illegals that came in here thinking that this land is the land of the free, the land of opportunity. But the truth, like I said earlier, is we can't help you anymore. We don't have the resources to help these people. They should just go home. They should try to fix their own countries because we can't help them. would you like many viewers? Let's make you popular. Not if you're going to charge me money to do it, buddy. By the way, viewers, let me explain this, guys. Only kind of viewers I really want are the ones that really have an interest in what I've got to say. I'm not just interested in people sitting in seats. That's the one thing that I wish these people on these different bots understood on these different platforms. Yes, I want viewers. Yes, I want people that believe in what I've got to say. Yes, I want people that are willing to support me, as far as being viewers and having genuine interest. No, I don't just want a bunch of people sitting in a seat. I want people that are actually willing to be there and work together as a community and understand the message I'm trying to say. That's what I'm looking for. To me, that's the most important thing. I do want to see new people come in, but I want them to come in and I want them to want to come on their own. Not because somebody goes ahead and jumps a pile of hot marinade on their backside and say, "You will go to Michelle's channel. I will pay you $19.99 a month just for you to show up." What happens when the check stops? All of a sudden they go, this is not such a good deal. She believes in American constitutional rights. I'm a country of socialists. Noodles, are you leaving out some details in the Rob Reiner story? Maybe. Well, the question is why is it a big story? The fact of the matter is, his son got into an argument with his dad. That happens in a lot of households. His son decided to use the extreme choice of causing harm to his family, which is a devastating reality. But this society seems to be encouraging that activity. And for some people with mental illness, they think it's...
Bob Reiner and his wife were molesting his son, and his son killed both of them.
There you go. There's a reason. So why are we making a big deal about Carly?
It was adrenochrome, Michelle. They were trying to get the adrenochrome from Rob Reiner's son. They got him addicted to drugs and molested him, and they wanted
adrenochrome? What is that? What does that do?
I don't know, Michelle. There's going to be some whacked out story about this. I don't know. It's not like Rob Reiner's going to sue me. You know what I mean? Rob Reiner was fucking less than his kid. Go ahead. Good luck, Rob Reiner.
Yeah. Well, the point is if indeed his wife he was molesting his son, and his son probably went to the police and probably reported it. And probably Rob Reiner probably told his son, "You do that again, you bitch. I'm gonna shove my big fat, up your ass."
Yeah, he was searching for the adrenochrome, Michelle. He was trying to get adrenochrome.
What the hell is that? What is that?
It's like this
It sounds like a type of film made by Kodak.
Yeah.
Adrenochrome slide film for those people who want to have the highlights of their life.
Yeah.
Adrenochrome with a nice hypercolors. Because it sounds like that, from the adrenal glands, that hyper high thing that makes you lift cars with one hand. That's the adrenal gland that does that. People don't know that. It gives that emergency boost of adrenaline that makes it possible for you to lift cars and stuff like that. So, like I said, it sounds like a slide film. It does. Yeah,
Oh,
I
no,
know.
absolutely,
I know
Barbs.
he was outspoken
I mean,
against Donald Trump. In
Bonzo.
fact, Archie Bunker, his character, certainly would have been giving Donald Trump a big earful. Hey, you meathead! You think it's good to do tariffs against China? Don't you realize that China's making all of our stuff? You took away all the American jobs are gone. You need jobs first. You flat backwards meathead. You can't just charge tariffs if you don't make stuff here first. Which is true, you can't. I don't, but it just seemed like...
Yeah, stop molesting kids for adrenochrome.
Go buy adrenochrome at your local film store. You don't have to steal it from me, kids. I'm sure
That's
the
so
film
funny,
company's
man.
making enough adrenochrome so you can make a lot of photographic slides. You don't have to steal it from your kids. It does sound like a slide film. I'm serious, Noodles.
Well, I mean, they were Jewish, Michelle, and it was around Hanukkah. So maybe the son didn't get the Hanukkah gift that he wanted from his father and
That
mother.
might be.
And just started
That could be. But that's even less of a reason to act like that.
Maybe, Michelle, maybe Rob Reiner's son was pro-Palestine.
That could have been too.
Palestine.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the thing. There are so many things going on and that we don't know. And we don't know. I'm not anti-Palestine. I'm not pro-Palestine. I see, however, this way. Netanyahu has done so much BS to Palestine. And basically the way I feel about it is Israel should keep their hot little meat hooks out of that country. Out of that part of that country. Okay? Why do you fucking tear down all the Palestinian homes? Why do you do that? Why can't you guys just allow people to work together?
They're fucking animals. That's why, Michelle.
Who? The Israelis or the Palestinians?
Yeah, Michelle. Everyone in that... Michelle, this world is filled with a bunch of scumbags. Right?
Yeah, I know that.
We live in a very nice bubble,
and some of those
Michelle.
scumbags send their scumbags to our countries because they tell their people our country is the best thing sliced on toast. You want shit on toast? You thought America is going to be better than your country? It isn't. Why do you keep sending your people here? Why do you keep sending your people here?
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't understand why we have to be responsible for it. So, for instance, like, these people create their own children, they create their own problems, and then they give it to us like we're supposed to fucking fix it. We're not fixing it. Get the fuck out of here. Go live in a hole in the ground. They won't bulldoze it. You know what I mean? Go live in a cave.
We can't fix their problems, Noodles, because we can't fix our own. We have to fix ours first. We can't fix their problems. It's impossible. That's just reality. We can't fix other people's problems.
I'm not going to feel bad for someone because they're being picked on again. I mean, oh my God, how many times are we going to feel bad for these people? Oh my God, they're Jewish, they're Muslim, they're this, they're that. I don't feel bad for anyone anymore. Just fucking get lost. Get lost. Leave me alone. No one feels bad for me, Michelle. You know what I mean? Like I get it. Like, just leave me the fuck alone. You'll get over it. I don't know.
I would like to see the situation between the Muslims and Israel just be resolved in a peaceful way. But Benjamin Netanyahu deliberately violated the ceasefire. He violated the ceasefire. It wasn't Hamas that did that. David says their son was arrested and being held on $1 million bail, but had not been formally charged. He was arrested, right? So he has an arrest warrant. So he has habeas corpus. Right? So he has habeas corpus. That means that they have a reason to have him in the jail. That's just common sense.
How about this? Let's stop feeling bad for the Jewish people. Let the Jewish people fight it out. Who's really going to care?
It's not the people of the country I'm angry. It angers me. It's the government of the country that angers me. Trump tried to negotiate a peace treaty between Hamas and Israel, and then Israel violates it.
Okay, let them fight. Who cares? You're never going to fix it. You're not going to, Michelle. The only way that you're going to fix it is if you tell these people, "Hey, stop! If you do anything, we're gonna kill you." I mean, that's not a good thing to do.
Because
let them fight it out. Let them fight. Let them fight a million-year war.
It's just plain stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
Michelle, nothing makes sense. Let them just do it. Who cares? We have Michelle. Listen, our way of life is better. We don't want to deal with this crap. I'm sorry. Bye bye. Have a great time fighting these people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why do we have to get involved?
I don't even know why Benjamin Netanyahu's having such a fucking fun time doing it. He's the instigator here. He's actually the one that violated the peace treaty. As far as I understand, it wasn't Hamas. He was the one who originally sat down with Trump and Hamas and signed the peace treaty, the ceasefire. And then he violates it.
Like, no offense to anyone. Let me ask you guys a question. Are any of you going to be traveling to Israel this year? I'm not. I refuse to. I'm not going to be hanging out.
I can't afford to, and I wouldn't want to. Why would I want to go to Israel?
Thank you. No one's going to Somalia this year. Nobody's planning a trip anywhere over there. Let them kill each other. That's not my life. That's not part of my life. That's how they want to live. Let them do it. I'm not funding it. I don't want to give them money for it. I don't want to save anybody. If I was to go
anywhere for holiday, any country other than the United States, there's only one country. I used to be two, but unfortunately, the second country basically took a deep shit, and that is the UK. The UK would have been one of my choices I would like to go to. Now, not so much, because the Parliament, the House of Commons, the House of Lords has turned the country into a mess. The only other country I'd consider going to out of the United States is Brazil. Brazil is already a mess, but maybe it's less of a mess. So, I mean, why not? Brazil's got nice weather, it's got nice looking girls, it's got good food, and they do respect Americans, and they certainly love our money. And I can get a pretty good life in Brazil. True, I would have to come back to America for every 6 months. But I could go to Brazil, have a good time.
Michelle, if you did go to Brazil, would you get a Brazilian butt lift?
I don't know about that. How about at least get some of the flab moved from my ears to other parts of my body where I'd like to have it? You mentioned my butt is one of them.
Maybe, Michelle, maybe we can do like an artist rendition of what you would look like if you went to Brazil and got the Brazilian butt lift, the whatever the hell else they do over there.
I can also get my elf ears in Brazil cheaper than in America.
Yeah.
Because there's like you need the skin for the ears. Yep, you need the skin for the ears.
Michelle, have you ever heard of the Brazilian blowout?
No.
Maybe you can ask what's her name, Ashley or whatever her name is, the hot girl who does your hair. Ask her if she can do a Brazilian blowout next time you go to the salon, Michelle.
No, is that what
Or
you
maybe
hear?
you
Is
can get an
poofed out
artist
like a giant,
rendition of
like a
Michelle with a
giant
Brazilian blowout.
marshmallow, like you see in the Silver Moon video, the Brazilian dancers with her hair blowing out like that.
Yeah.
Probably. Probably my hair is kind of limp. It was kind of limp. It doesn't really stand up that well. Yeah. No one wants to eat chickpeas and hummus. Let's be honest. No wonder they're both angry people. Plus, they sand everywhere. I'd be mad too.
It just seems like everyone's got to feel sorry for everyone else based on the fact that like there's something that they're not. So like for instance, like I'm not Jewish, right? I don't have anything to do with Israel, but for some strange reason, I'm supposed to feel bad for the Israelis or the Muslims or something. Like I shouldn't have any opinion on it. I don't feel bad for these people. Let them fucking fight. I don't care. I have no interest. Absolutely no interest.
I feel very much bad for the people. I don't feel bad for the governments. Because the governments are the ones who are instigating the whole problem with Israel and Hamas. Okay? And other countries too. It's the governments that's doing it. It's not because they are manipulating their own people.
Michelle,
Yeah, Chris
let
Plus
them
says
all,
he's
let them all
going to
move to
Disney
Saudi
World.
Arabia. Let them all move to Saudi Arabia. That's where they have to move. No one messes with Saudi Arabia. If I was a Muslim,
Yeah, no one messes with Saudi Arabia because most people can't afford to move there.
well, why don't you seek refugee status in Saudi Arabia? If I was a Muslim living in Gaza, I would be seeking refugee status in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, at least you have a similar language, right? You would understand each other.
That makes sense, right? Why do you gotta come to these white oppressive?
But the problem is, what he's saying is, but my family's here, which I understand that. It's okay, fine. Then take your family with you. If you can get a visa in Saudi Arabia, go. You already speak the language. You already have the same faith system. That solves two requirements, especially for...
Yeah, you all look the same too. So this is the other thing that blew my mind. Like, why were all these Venezuelans coming here when they could have just went to Mexico? You know what I mean? Why would you?
That's a good question because Mexico is just as messed up as Venezuela is.
According to who? Like, you ever been to Cancun
Would I go to Mexico?
Or Acapulco?
I don't know. I have never been to Cancun. I have no idea what Cancun's like. But as far
then
as
why don't they go to Brazil, Michelle? You know what I mean? Like, there's other places that that they can go to. Why do they have to come to the white oppressive country of America? You know what I mean? These Muslims and Venezuelans and stuff like that. Like, there's other Central American and South American countries. That
most people in Venezuela are actually white and they're Catholic. So,
but I'm talking about like culture, stuff like that. Like, it just seems like it's just more of a, it's not less of a culture shock, I mean, again, Michelle, like,
well,
it just seems like it would be a lot easier.
Either way, what I'm going to say is that also Brazil has a problem with Argentina. People don't realize this. But they got illegals from Argentina flooding into Brazil. And Brazil is like so fed up with that. It's like, stop sending us your Argentinians. We don't want them. And it's like letting them cross the border. They don't have a wall. But it's crazy. This is true. I mean, both are been kind of scrabbling with each other for centuries.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, it just seems like if a country is that bad, right? Let's say this country got really, really bad, Michelle.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
it is getting
don't-
really bad.
Don't
Never
you think the
mind what
people?
if. It is. All right, go on. I use the bathroom real quick, too.
Don't you think that the people should stay here and fight to make it better?
Of course they should stay here to fight to make their countries better, too. Absolutely.
All right, so why isn't that happening in Central and South America?
I don't know why they're not. They actually have the same ability to do it there as we do here. Why aren't we doing it? Why are we allowing a government to continue to run over us like this? That's the thing I don't get. I gotta use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, okay? Hold on a minute.
She is humongous. She's the size of that mountain behind her. She's humongous. Mm. Krista, you ever think about getting a Brazilian wax or possibly a Brazilian blowout? Maybe a Brazilian butt lift, Krista.
I'm back.
Yo, Michelle, you're like the size of that mountain behind you, Michelle. When you get up, you're humongous.
Yeah. That's
Michelle, what
because,
do you think about Krista getting a Brazilian butt lift?
yeah, making get a Brazilian butt lift. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Don't forget, you need all that skin for the ears, too. I know. How many
Brazilian
years?
wax, Brazilian butt lift, Brazilian blowout.
You could probably make about 3 pairs of ears out of Michelle's gut. 3? Probably more than 3, Lou. We probably could make about 10 pairs of ears. Which is kind of weird to say, actually. Hi, Michelle. How you doing, says Krista? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an excerpt of the Silver Moon show from last night, because the message at the end of the show is kind of important, and I want people to really see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit out all the copyright stuff and just mainly focus on the message. And then maybe play some of the music as I played at the beginning of the show. Yeah, I'm going to leave out Blue Balls for Christmas because Sus Records never gave me permission to play that song, and I don't want to have to deal with their copyright claims. Even if it is a DIY channel, I'm not going to... Even though the song is cool. I mean, especially a woman's song. There's a woman's one they did too, which I played after that one. After Blue Balls for Christmas. Blue Balls for Christmas. There. Alright, so I guess Noodles decided he had to get going somewhere else. Actually, kind of got to do some stuff too. So Noodles, what I'm gonna do later on is I'm gonna be uploading a piece of the Silver Moon show here on YouTube. Like I said, I'm gonna strip out all all the unnecessary stuff because it's the message in the end of the show that's kind of important.
Okay.
So I want to keep that part, and that way that it doesn't offend anybody else because it'll be my content. So
Okay.
yeah.
I'm down.
All right. So for now, what's the weather like out there where you are? Is it warm?
It's super chilly. It's about like it's like 30. No, it was 20 something degrees when I got here.
This morning was down to minus 10 degrees Celsius. So
Really, what is that in American?
let's see, 10 degrees, 20 degrees, in the teens. It's like maybe about 10 degrees Fahrenheit this morning in my area, so then it warmed
It was
up.
10.
Yeah, so that's pretty
Wow.
cool. 10 degrees
That's
Fahrenheit.
fucking cold, man.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I had a can of pee by my window that I didn't dump out, and it was frozen solid. I left my window open last night. My house was so hot, and to cool off the room, and the can of pee froze, Michelle.
Yeah. Well, you like to keep your house hot anyway, but your house is too hot for me. I tend to be comfortable temperatures about 66 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or about 19 to 20 degrees Celsius. Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about, Krista. It was 11 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. Yeah, it was cold. And as you can see outside, here, that, the sun is shining. I got some cumulus clouds coming in. It's still kind of inhospitably cold outside now, but it looks like it might warm up a little bit better.
M60. That's my business. M60. That's my business. These people are so fascinated, Michelle. So fascinated why I do these
Because they're
things.
wondering why you even do that when you have indoor plumbing. That's why. I mean, he doesn't have indoor plumbing in his car. Oh, I love that Crohn's commercial. You ever seen that car, the woman with the Crohn's commercial, and she's got a regular flush toilet where her driver's seat is? No, I gotta take a shit. No problem. I'm already naked anyway. Where's the toilet paper? Flush it, and it always up in the highway.
You should start saying leaving is shit. Leaving is shit.
Well, actually, back in the early years of the railroads, that's exactly what happened with people in the passenger cars. When you did your business in the bathroom, it would go right onto the railroad tracks.
I'm gonna leave the shit.
Yeah. That's because they didn't really think about storing their waste in the containers and then dumping it at the railway station. Now they do, but they didn't do it back then. You know. We got 1 inch of snow. We only got a friggin' inch? You serious, Krista? Only an inch?
Michelle, are you jealous of where I am right now, Michelle?
No.
Are you jealous?
What's to be jealous of? It's an old,
No, look at that, Michelle.
what is that
You are
place?
so jealous, Michelle. So jealous. Look at these couches, Michelle. You don't have anything like this, Michelle. Nothing. Look at me
Where are
relaxing
you?
for the
Where
next.
is this place?
You are absolutely so jealous, Michelle.
Why are you making my wall 90 degrees? Oh. It looks like there's an older building that those are rough
Hold on.
hewn beams. It looks like that was probably built early
Would you like
20th
me?
century.
Would you like me to show you around, Michelle? I'll show you around. I got a foosball table right here, Michelle. You want to play some foosball, Michelle? You don't have anything like this.
I don't
You don't
know
have
much
anything
about
like this, Michelle. Look at
foosball.
the foosball. We got foosball. I got tons of computers over here, Michelle. You don't have computers like this.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have anything like this, Michelle.
It's just
I've got a water.
they're just thin little computers. Yeah, my Mac Mini is a computer like that.
Oh yeah, Michelle, check this out. Look at my refrigerators. I got tons of refrigerators over here. Tons. I've got microwaves galore with a bunch of saccharin. Tons of saccharin, creamers, cheese, salts and peppers, Michelle.
Let me share some of the audience's screen so they can see what it looks like. Oh, so I'm moving.
And then of course, Michelle.
I gotta set that up. Hold on, Matt.
You know, Michelle, you are so jealous, Michelle.
I'm not
You are
jealous,
so
Noodles. I don't even know why you keep asking me if I'm jealous. It's just a place.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely sure it's just a place. I don't know
Michelle,
what they do there.
count the microwaves, Michelle. You don't have this many microwaves. All you gotta do is count. You don't have anything like this, Michelle.
I
Look,
don't
you want
need
some
anything
coffee?
that big in my house.
Michelle, look at this. Look at this coffee. Check this out. Ready? Ready? Check this out.
Yeah,
Ready?
okay. So you got coffee, you got milk, you got creamers.
There's my sink, Michelle. I got a sink. Oh, so jealous. You want to go see the Christmas displays, Michelle? Or you want to go play some foosball?
Wait a minute. First of all, where are you? Oh.
I work for Louis Vuitton, Michelle.
Oh.
I work for Louis Vuitton.
Wait, this is a company. This is your
Told you
company.
this.
This is your company shop. This is your rec area. Break area.
So jealous, Michelle. So jealous.
How old is this building, Noodles? Those beams are old, unplaned, real
Michelle,
2x6s or 2x8s.
You want to go smell some perfumes, Michelle? You want to go smell some perfumes? I'll show you. I'll show you.
No, I'm just interested. Like, look at the ceiling in that building for a minute. Just look at the ceiling. You'll notice that is if those are original beams, that building was built around the turn of the 20th century.
What are you talking about? That's not true.
Look at the ceiling.
That's not true, Michelle.
Part of it is because look at the ceiling, Noodles.
Michelle, that's not true.
Oh, are you saying that somebody actually deliberately ordered unplaned wood to make a ceiling like that? Not where you are now. That's an add-on. I can see that.
Michelle, it's brand new, Michelle. Brand
This
new.
part's new, yes.
It's called brand new.
Southeast Massachusetts, says Chris Bliss.
Welcome to my world, Michelle. Welcome to my world. And Michelle, there's really nothing you can do about it. There's really nothing you can do about it.
I already covered everything this morning I was going to cover, pretty much.
Michelle, I got all the fragrances and scents.
Yeah, I know. But you ever wonder one thing? What is it like for you when you go home and you realize you don't have some of those fragrances and scents in your house for air fresheners? Do you get jealous?
Michelle, I think you're very jealous right now.
I'm not jealous.
Look at the Christmas trees, Michelle. Look at the Christmas trees. Look at this.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of cool.
You don't have a Christmas tree like this.
No.
You don't have a Christmas tree like this, Michelle. You don't have a Christmas tree like this.
Boy, that company sure loves to toot its horn, doesn't it?
Michelle, you don't have refrigerators like this, Michelle. You don't have refrigerators like this.
Why would I need a refrigerator like that in my home? I don't even have that much food in mine.
You don't have an ice dispenser like this, Michelle.
I don't need any of that stuff, Noodles.
And you don't, Michelle, you don't have all these treats.
The Noodles,
ready to go,
I don't need any of that stuff. Besides, if I did have all that stuff, you realize I'd be even bigger than I am.
Michelle, look at all, Michelle, you don't even have all these delicious drinks.
How much of that
Michelle.
stuff would they actually drink, Noodles? Come on.
Look at all the free milk, Michelle. I get free milk. I can take whatever I want, Michelle, whenever I want. I can get a beef stew with rice if I wanted right now, Michelle.
Okay, now,
I can grab a Coca-Cola. I can grab a double shot energy espresso.
Whoa. What you're saying is because it's this company, you don't have to pay for this stuff?
No, everything's free. Do you see me pay for the coffee, Michelle?
No, I didn't see pay for the coffee, no.
Michelle, everything is free. I
All
work
right,
for
now,
Louis Vuitton.
I want you to look at this. I want you to look at the ceiling right above your head for a minute. Look
Michelle,
at it really.
it's an industrial. Michelle, it's an industrial look. Okay, it's an industrial look.
Okay.
That's what they're doing.
They just made it look like wood beams, but it's not. Okay.
Now I'm gonna go sit in one of these comfy chairs, and then I might go play some foosball after I'm done, Michelle. I'm probably gonna go play some foosball.
No, I'm not jealous here. Just like I said,
I work for Louis Vuitton, Michelle. Louis Vuitton. Half you women can't even afford Louis Vuitton.
no, they
Wish
can't.
you could. Oh, look, Michelle. I'm almost done with my coffee. Black.
Yeah. So you drink a cafe americano with no cream and no sugar. Great. I can't stand drinking black coffee. I really can't.
She is extremely jealous. Michelle, look at these cups. I can use as many as I want. As many as I want. Look at the texture, Michelle.
I see it.
Look at the texture on these cups. Look at that.
I see it.
These are no rinky-dinky cups, Michelle. Look at the rim on this cup. That's a strong rim, Michelle. Look at that. Made by Dixie.
Yeah, I know who Dixie is. And the coffee dispenser was provided by Wawa.
Michelle, all the Wawa coffee I could drink, Michelle. All day long. All day long. I'm nothing but the best, Michelle. Best.
Let me ask Comedy Flow a question. Comedy Flow. If you had access to what he has in his break room right now, free coffee, all the candy bars and drinks you can ever have, all right, and I think that includes free chocolate bars too, right? So if you want to be a real glutton, you can go ahead and take the whole entire box of stickers and sit down and basically munch on them at the little table there.
Michelle, stop being so jealous.
I'm
Stop
not
being
jealous.
so jealous.
I mean, would you do it? That's what I'm asking coming from.
Michelle, you want to see me play some foosball? Let me ask one of these
No,
guys
I'm
if
not
they want to
interested in
play
seeing
foosball.
foosball noodles.
Wait,
I
let me
mean,
cross my legs,
unlimited
Michelle.
chocolate, unlimited potato chips, unlimited soda, unlimited coffee, unlimited juices, unlimited. No wonder why that product, because company sells, is so damn expensive. Because they're giving away the company's profits.
Black boots, Michelle. Black boots. Look at these black boots. Made in America, Michelle. Look at the triple stitch right there. Look at
Yeah,
that.
let's see
Made
that.
in America. Hmm? I don't
Company
even
Food
lace them,
said
Michelle.
no, he
I
wouldn't
pop them
partake of
on,
all
I
that
pop
free
them off.
stuff.
Made in the U.S. of A. Look at this, Michelle. Look at these boots. Look at that. Black boots, Michelle. Black boots.
Yeah. Except they're not black, they're more of a brown. Dark brown.
Michelle, how jealous are you right now?
I'm
On a
not.
scale
I'm not jealous at all, Noodles.
Are you sure? Oh. Wow. Wow. Oh. You got that itch?
Yeah. Well, anyway, Noodles, I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up because I gotta work on that other video I was just talking about this morning. So I gotta.
Are you leaving because you're jealous, Michelle? Let me show you around a little
I'm
bit more,
not jealous.
Michelle.
I got other things I gotta do. I just wanted to.
Well, let's look up. Michelle, you want to see the blow up dolls and stuff like that? Look at this, Michelle.
Hell no, Noodles. Seriously, really, I'm fine.
Michelle, look at this. You got the Frosties. You got the Santa Claus and stuff like this, Michelle. Look at you. So jealous. So jealous, Michelle. Look at this.
Trust me, Noodles. I'm not jealous. I'm really not. Really, I'm not jealous. Thank you very much, Chris. Yeah, I try to get my hair looking good when I can. So anyway, Noodles, I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up. So I'll talk to you later on. And
All
yes,
right,
I
Michelle.
did.
Thanks for having me
I
up. I
did text.
appreciate it.
I
All
did
right.
text Ed last night. By the way, I just texted him, let him know that I'm usually around between 3 and 5. So I know he's gonna sort of want to go ringy dingy when I'm not looking. So I gotta get the
All right,
video
Michelle.
edited
All right,
down.
Michelle. Good talk. All right. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. End call. Yeah. I'm just. Yeah. Just like I said, it's as far as my hair looking good. Thank you. I do try to keep it looking good. So don't we just go ahead and get wrapped up? Do you have anything scheduled tonight? Officially no. Oh. So no, I don't have anything scheduled for tonight. I don't know if Noodles is jealous. I never asked him if he's jealous of what I look like. I really don't. Alright, so let's get the blessings in right now. Make sure it's on the right page. It wasn't. Now it is. Okay. May all of you guys have a happy and safe day. Stay warm out there. It's still cold, okay? Watch out for ice. It's not nice. And of course, be safe. And as far as you see any illegals coming to this country, thinking this country is going to be the greatest thing to flee to, sit down with them and tell them the damn truth. The American country is no better than the country they're leaving. And that they shouldn't fall for the propaganda that those sites like Pueblo San Fronteras is telling them. This country is not a panacea. I agree with that. And also, Benjamin Netanyahu, stop being an asshole and stop violating ceasefires that you and Hamas agreed on. Stop acting like a tyrant. Make sure everybody in your country gets a chance to work and enjoy a peaceful life. May you leave the Hamas alone. May they also be able to enjoy their whole lives as best they can. And stop tearing down their houses. And stop. Absolutely. But the most important thing is we want you to be safe, happy, warm, and stay out of trouble. The service is ended. Time to go in peace, kind, love, man. Don't forget the party on, dude. And everybody will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.
Michelle and Maria Lumia, I will always be there for you. Michelle, never stop believing in yourself. Go out there and show the world what you can do. Go kick some ass and have a good time doing it. I love both of you so much. I love how far you have come on YouTube.